All right, we are back, and this is game two. We have Team Samsara versus Big Dingos. I still didn't pay attention to who won the flip or not, but we have Samsara first picking again, I believe, and Big Dingos are now on Dire instead of Radiant. I think these are the same opening bands for the side of Samsara. And I want to say, was it Samsara that had banned the Medusa last game? That's what I vaguely remember. But let's talk about the heroes we actually will see in the game. We opened with a Rubik, which is interesting, and then they just went Snapfire right into that Rubik, and I'm sure the Rubik was in response to the Snapfire because Snapfire, her ult's channel. She has to keep channeling it, so she can't cast anything else afterwards, and therefore the Rubik can just steal the Snapfire ult every time. They still pick the Snapfire. They pick the Spirit Breaker for themselves this time, and then Team Samsara is picking the Clockwork, which I feel like is a hero I would not want to see if I was playing as a Spirit Breaker. But anyway, if I don't think I've introduced him yet. We have Paravane with us,
Hello.
and let's see. You played for Big Dingos for
Yep.
how many seasons?
About 3 seasons.
Oh,
And
nice.
this season included until I broke my thumb.
Ah, okay. So wait, what week was that? Do you remember?
It was pretty early in the season. I can't remember.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the way I play Dota is all my skills are on my mouse. And that is the hand thumb that I broke.
Right. I
So
see.
I-
Oh, go ahead.
I can still play, but it's nothing complicated. Heroes with long cooldowns.
Plenty of Wraith King to play, I guess.
No invoker.
Yeah. All right.
10 seconds. Dyer gets the ban.
Yeah. So me personally, I like to donate blood, and when I do, I always donate blood out of my left arm, just because I don't want to do anything that will affect my mouse hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
10 seconds left. Well, 8 now.
For my whole life leading up to this, I always did everything in terms of shots and stuff with my right arm. I just felt more comfortable that way. And yeah, ever since Dota, I've switched over to the left arm.
Radiant's up. Banning time.
Well, I am personally not too familiar with Team Samsara. I actually don't know their positions and where everyone plans on going. I am very familiar, however, with Big Dingos.
10 seconds. Just
Well,
warming up. Every
so
choice is made
Samsara,
if you hurry.
they actually named their team
5 seconds.
after Samsara Blues Experiment, which is a very
Dyer gets the
like
ban.
pretty solid like stoner rock band. So definitely worth a check on Spotify or YouTube. Here's a little bit of fun fact I dug up. Their captain, a sexually active Chevy Malibu, who has one of the most interesting games in Dota,
10
although I
seconds.
wish that was his name in Discord, so it's easier for me to track him down and find him.
5 seconds.
Um,
With us.
So get on that if you're listening to this, buddy.
Dyer's turn.
But he actually, I'm gonna try and pronounce this condition correctly. Fantosia? I'm gonna have to look up how to pronounce it. But he has a perpetual phantom smell.
10 seconds.
He's constantly he's constantly smelling popcorn.
5 seconds.
So, it's
Interesting.
yeah, it's kind of almost like tinnitus, but for your smell.
I definitely have tinnitus, but I've never had tinnitus
Radiant's
of the
turn to
nose.
pick.
Yeah, he has nose tinnitus.
Silence.
That's what I'm gonna call it because I can pronounce nose tinnitus. I can't pronounce phantomosia or whatever.
Well, not to interrupt you here, but it looks like Big Dingos have picked up the silencer. This is a staple of the Dingos, actually.
Is that mid?
10
No.
seconds.
The Snapfire's mid, right?
I don't want to give too much away because I don't.
5 seconds.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin strategies and stuff.
Okay.
But I will tell you, it is a staple of the Dingos, and it is what typically happens when the Undying is taken away.
Hmm.
If that gives you a hint.
Yeah, I think that spells it out. It's gonna be a support silencer, but yeah, silencer's pretty good. I think he's fallen out of meta a bit, but he's definitely someone where you can get on them and start like whacking them and being really annoying, and he naturally, like, the items he likes to build that make him a good core are the items that make him a good support, like giving him a good force staff. It can be really great for him. And it'd be really great if you want to force staff people out of cogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we see a Night Stalker on Samsara.
We're 10 seconds out.
This is
Plenty of
a
time to
offlane
tell
Night
an
Stalker,
announcer
I'm
you love
assuming.
him if that's what's in your heart. 5 seconds. 4.
Now, I will say, Samsara, they do now have their banners. I don't know why their banners weren't showing up in the last game. Maybe that's on Dota, maybe that's not on them. But I will say they do have just their logo as the banner, and they've made the same error as Big Dingos, where they've... For those of you who don't know, when you make the put in the image for the banners, the left half of it is the front of the banner, and then the right half of it is the back layer of the banner. And so if you just put in a normal image, this is what it ends up looking like. So both Samsara and Big Dingos, whoever wins the series, please let's get on this. Let's get your beautiful logos that you seem to have put a lot of effort into looking correct.
Samsara has picked up the Void Spirit. Universal Heroes just absolutely overpowered this patch.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's funny. People really were not liking them when they only got 0.6 per stat, and then all of a sudden they get 0.7, and everyone realized how good they are.
Radiant's up. Bandit
Double
time.
bracers, and you're near impossible to kill, and you hit like a truck. Makes early laning a lot easier. It looks like Phantom Lancer picked up for the Big Dingos. I believe this is going to be a pause 1, or Achilles is just nuts if he plays it anywhere else.
10 seconds.
So with the 4 spirits, is there now a spirit for each attribute?
There is.
Nice.
And frustratingly, the green spirit is not agility, and the red spirit is not strength.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That is Gaben playing with our minds.
And I guess we don't have a color
We're 10
established
seconds out.
for
Plenty of time to tell an announcer you love
for
him if
what
that's what's in
Universal
your
is, because they used to use all
We're
3
starting
in
in
the
5
logo.
seconds with or without you.
Actually, if you want to dive deep into the lore,
I do.
Action Slacks, he will tell you purple is the universal color.
Okay. I mean, that Void Spirit certainly seems to indicate that somewhat. Do you remember when they had to change the color of Sanj and Yasha? Because they had added, was it Sanj and Yasha used to be purple, I think.
I was probably around for it, but don't remember it.
Okay, so Kaya was an item that was always theorized they would add to the game, and they finally did at some point. But when they did, Sanj and Yasha were purple, and Sanj and Kaya should be purple because it's red and blue. I might be misremembering this a bit, but I do remember it was a big complaint, and they had to change the colors in the existing Sanj and Yasha item to accommodate the new combinations.
Again, I was probably around for it, but don't remember it. Looks like we have 5-4-3-2-1. Sorry, 5-4-3-2 on Team Samsara, and it looks like a 2-4-5-1. So we're looking at a off lane for Big Dingos and a 1 for the Team Samsara. And I believe both teams know that. I'm obviously just stating the obvious to keep things lively. This is only the second time I've ever casted, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Last time was Big Dingo's last game against
10 seconds left. Well, 8 now.
Grin Smoke, and I actually was co-casting with a Grin
5
Smoke.
seconds.
Grin Smoke
Were you casting with Biggie?
player. Yeah.
Fatty Too Fat? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he's cool.
It was pretty fun to cast in a having a Dingos player and a Grinsmoke player on both sides, so we both kind of had an into each other's minds and the way the teams work. Spectre is going to be fun this game.
I think that's a good pickup.
Yeah, that Reflect will help a little bit with the Phantom Lancer
10
illusions.
seconds.
I believe the Reflect is pure damage as well, so his insanely high armor will not help
5
him here.
seconds.
That sounds right. I don't know if it's... Yeah.
I think you got chat pulled up, so they'll correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong.
There we go, yeah. Please correct us, I guess. We got Pigeon Aficionado checking in, and he is saying 2K is about to go crazy on these peeps, and he has a long soliloquy that he has done, and I'm going to have to pull this up in a different channel to be able to read it, because I feel like he's written it, it's worth reading.
I need to pull up your stream so I can see the chat.
Okay. You may think you know the size of a big dingo, but I can guarantee you that you are grossly underestimating. These dingoes are big. Their imperious size and ferocious nature means Team Samsara simply cannot compete. Wow, so chat is just 100% all big dingoes. Big dingo
Big
crew.
Dingoes.
They've been around.
Say the Dingos have a pretty... Yeah, we've been around a little while. I believe 20-something seasons? I couldn't tell you the exact number. It's been a long time. Achilles and Void have been there for a good portion of it, and
Let's do this.
Ooh.
Choose your hero.
this is a 2K special.
I don't know if it's been 20, but it's definitely been a minute. I think
Maybe a few thousand. Couldn't tell you.
I think, if I recall correctly, I think we were Big Dingo's second opponent. I remember facing them in week 2, and anytime I'm facing a team that's new, I'm always like, oh, what is this? What am I have to deal with? Like setting up the lobby with this captain and all that stuff. But no, Big Dingo's has stuck around. Big Dingo's have been really awesome.
And we have like I said, we have a pretty large following, a decent sized roster as well at this point. So you're dealing with the cream of the crop right now.
Right. They've weeded out all the people with bad thumbs, and they have all the people with good thumbs ready to go.
Exactly.
All right, drip game. I like the Spectre. Spectre sets used to be boring, and I like that they've added some more interesting ones. I like that Rubik set. I think we're definitely going for kind of like a Gothic Renaissance theme over here on the side of Team Samsara. On the side of Big Dingoes, two of these we've seen before. I like the shield on the silencer. The axe is still looking great. And obviously the alligator's awesome.
The axe's genitals aren't hanging out behind nothing but a loincloth, so I don't know if I agree with this axe set.
And Lord Gaben agrees, because Gaben has taken it away in the opening splash screen here. Alright, let's introduce the players. So I'll take Samsara. Let's see. We have Blunted, most likely playing mid on that Void Spirit. We have Malibu, probably playing hard support on that Rubik. We have Silencio, sponsored by Samsara is Dumb, the Samsara hate group, playing Night Stalker, stalking in the nighttime, which he is enjoying right now. We have True Lemon, the Reform Chop Chop manager, playing Spectre. And Dr. Killswitch, he's still getting back. He's garlic bread, just came out of the toaster, and he's about to leave the fucking fountain. And I'll let you introduce. Are you able to see who I'm have the camera on?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Well, if you don't have it set to that, then I guess I'll introduce them just for the sake of brevity. We have Storm playing that Phantom Lancer, P1 Storm. Achilles last, probably a hard support silencer. We have Voidhunter bringing back that Snapfire. Doesn't care about the Rubik, doesn't care who he's playing into. He is playing that Snapfire with his alligator. There's a fight happening, so we'll hold off on introducing the rest of Big Dingoes. there is not a fight happening, so we will continue. Interesting.
Just some poking and prying.
We got Sosif Jolin, and he's playing that Sport Worker. And then we have 2K on his axe, and his set is indeed bugged. I just have a standard axe set, I think. Or no, he's got a Blink Dagger on him. Did he change his set somehow in the middle of the draft?
I don't know. I don't even know if that's even possible.
Because that's not the default set, but that's also not the set he had on this opening screen. Okay, whatever.
A sign to heed.
It is what it is. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
All right, so supports in this top lane, and I would think that's something that Silencer would win. He did scale that Glaives of Wisdom first, so he can throw out those Glaives freely, or for the cost of mana, but without aggroing creeps. The term is orb walking.
Correct.
And then we have Axe, and Axe is not playing into an OD. So I wonder if the idea with the Spectres is like, hey, we're not planning on winning the lane this time. We tried doing the plan on winning the lane strat, it didn't work. Let's just plan on winning the mid game and the late game.
Yeah, this bottom lane is gonna be rough for Samsara. They're putting 2 melees into an axe. They'll have about 3 levels to get their last hits in before they pretty much just need to go look for farm elsewhere.
Okay, we'll see. And then mid, Voidhunter again getting low. He was getting really low in that first game, and it worked out for him. Void Spirit sitting on 2 Tangos, Iron Branches if he wants to use them, and a Fairy Fire, so he should be fine. So if he really wants to commit and kill that Snapfire, he potentially could. Now we have up top, Night Stalker was going on the Silencer, so they're really viewing that Silencer as a threat apparently. Although he is getting good last hits. But yeah. And Axe, will he start doing his thing? He's in the... Okay. Yeah, those cogs make it difficult for the Spirit Breaker. And Clockwork saying, I'm not trapped in here with you. No, I'm sorry. The Axe saying, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. Getting that kill. And Spectre's going to try and leave with their life.
First blood actually went to Sosif Jolin.
Yeah. Oh, and second blood.
As a support player, sharing with your support is important.
True. I mean, especially off lane, just getting those kills is important.
Absolutely.
Maybe safe lane you want to prioritize getting into the position 1, but 3 versus 4, who cares?
You almost had that too.
Let's shut down a safe laner together. I think that's the goal.
Absolutely. The off lane is winning when the safe lane is having a bad day.
Yeah. There have been... I had a game where I think I was like top of the net worth for my team, and I was beating my laning opponent, but I still feel like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to because I'm playing off lane, and both myself and the safe laner got a good bit of farm. That's not the mission. Where's Voidhunter going? Is Voidhunter...
You went to go grab the rune?
Okay, and then he's just kind of thinking about wrapping around or something? I saw him on the other side of the river.
He was just going down to pick up that bounty rune to fill up his bottle.
Oh, okay.
Casual bounty rune.
Alright, we got the dual curse.
I will say he did pay for it and lost 3 last hits out on the Void, but if we look at the levels, they're still pretty close.
Yeah, that's the trade-off with the bottle. I mean, not all heroes believe in grabbing the bottle. Some heroes just believe in players believe in just staying in lane. Last hits and denies. We have the Void Spirit apparently winning the CS game. The Axe is also doing quite well for himself, and the excuse me, a little bit of digestion, I guess. Night Stalker doing pretty well for himself as well. So the offlaners are winning so far, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of the idea. You're trying to win the lane as an offlaner. You're not trying to win the late game.
It's nice to get both, though.
is nighttime, so what can Silencio do?
I sense distortions in the void.
I guess probably just continue to farm, honestly. Like,
He's going to continue to farm and get last hits, but now the silencer is in a bit more of a dangerous position.
okay. I don't know if he's gonna get to that T2, so. But let's see.
Yeah,
Night
backs him
Stalker,
up, he can't-
Bracer. Like, the PL's getting the farm and using this time to catch up, but.
Bottom lane, we have Dr. Killswitch got the
Ooh.
2K trapped in cogs and is hitting them with battery assault.
Yeah, he was.
Seeing him awfully low. It's a big wave to get called on.
Yeah, intimidating for them to step up, but it didn't last for forever. And I think, oh, he now he has the Vanguard. So generally, the rule of thumb as the axe is you start stepping up and cutting creeps when you get the Vanguard. And he was up there a little early, but I guess it was just because it was on the way. And where are the kills gonna happen? What's Sport Worker charging top, charging the Night Stalker. At
He is out of
nighttime.
mana, and he is sitting at 300 HP. This may not be a bad play.
And the
Welcome
Rubik's
to
out
Outlands'
of
damage.
mana.
Looks like it was just enough to poke him back and let Storm get a few more last hits in, right under their tower.
I think they're still trying for something. We got Voidhunter coming in. Voidhunter with that big arranged marriage coming up, and he's got that big arranged ult coming up.
You were saying during the draft, Rubik's actually a decent counter for the Snapfire. However, it's going to be difficult for him to grab those kisses. If he's in a position to grab the kisses, he's probably way too close to the axe.
Could be.
Or in this case, the Phantom Lancer and the Silencer.
Yeah, it depends on how these team fights shape out, but that definitely could be the case.
All for naught.
Still 3 tops. They're applying a lot of pressure to this top lane.
Well, the last thing Samsara wants is PL to get out of control.
That's probably the first thing that Big Dingos want.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Second
course.
thing being is Storm to have less control.
But
Sorry,
Voidhunter,
the,
of course, being a terrible teammate and stealing that last hit.
He likes his last hits. PL's level 6 now, and our Night Stalker's only level 4, so this is going to be a bit more challenging for him in lane.
Yeah, that's,
Level 5.
Has he started? Let's see. He's got 2 Hunter of the Night points.
Night Stalker's going for the Midas. I think he understands his farm is going to be limited with the Spectre and Void Spirit in the mid lane.
Void Spirit, speaking of, is in a very bad position, surrounded by 3 heroes. He's got a Dr. Killswitch coming to save him, and the save looks very successful. And they're even looking to go back in.
He's looking to turn this.
They're trying to punish Sosif Jolin.
And the support takes the kill again. I wonder if the cores will ever get kills this game.
I hope
I
not.
say that. Storm is sitting 2-0. No wonder they're wanting to rotate the whole team down onto him. D-Ward from Malibu. Remove some vision from mid lane there.
Now, one thing, I did not pay attention to the Wisdom Runes. Looks like Voidhunter got one of... Oh, sorry, guys. Let's see. Voidhunter got one, and Dr. Killswitch got the other, so we went 1 and 1 on those.
Interesting, Dingos gave it to the tier slot 2. I guess he wanted that level 6 quicker. If he
I
wasn't already.
Middle is missing.
I suspect that he actually stole it from the other team. I think they stole each other's runes.
You know what? Yeah, that would make sense.
Blood Grenade used on the on True Lemon here in the Spectre. They want this Night Stalker to be doing well. The Night Stalker did get 6. That's good. They dodged the call. I think this axe is in trouble. So went from 12. Yeah, lost 100 gold personally. Gave some gold to his enemies. They're gonna slow down that blink dagger timing.
Good rotation from Team Samsara there, keeping that Spectre alive. They know that he is their golden ticket this game.
Yeah, I think any game you play, like unless you got something else crazy on the team, that Spectre is your win condition. You want that Spectre to either get tankier or do more damage, to where they can control a team fight. And
looks like the mids have vacated lane for a moment to let our supports get some levels in the mid lane.
yep, and we do the
Switch and Achilles. Achilles doing a little poking.
And we do have Rubik there getting some lane farm. That's often something you want as a support and kind of towards the end of the laning stage, getting to take it over. And, well, can they clean up though? Can Big Dingos get the cleanup? They've only lost a support so far.
Looks like Radiant's
Support
top
for
tower
support,
is getting
5 for
torn
4.
down. Probably asbestos.
That was a pretty even trade there, I think, for both teams.
I am
Dingos
not
are
a
sitting at
man
a small
who
lead,
asbestos.
about 1k. That can
Football, horse racing,
change on the drop of a hat.
But if
So
I was, I'd bet on
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
I think it's
coming
probably a little bit more about. I suspect they have an XP hero levels. Yeah, they got a decent level advantage, which I think is what they need to hold on to. And it looks like they will take that top tower.
Radiant's top tower is in trouble, though.
while the margins are narrow, we are sitting with Dingos holding the top 3 network spots. Night Stalker, Void, and then Spectre for the Samsara.
Yeah. The margins are narrow-ish except for that PL. That PL is doing well.
Yeah, he's already has his defusal. He's looking to pick up Yasha next. Probably go straight into Manta.
Yeah, that's a
Looks like a bit of a skirmish is happening mid.
Dr. Killswitch paying the price. I don't know what he knew, but that was probably just a little bit too aggressive.
Max has the Blade Mail ferried out.
Oh, can they get this kill on the Spectre? They do have 2 stuns. And by stun, I mean taunt, but you know, whatever. Something's happening top, but you know what? I'm going to stay with the bottom.
Yeah, this might be a 1-for-1 trade. Nope, looks like they're
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a breath.
Alright, he walks away.
What is the word I'm looking for? The opposite of initiation.
De-escalate.
The middle
De-escalation.
tower is about to be a
I like to use the term exfiltrate. Infiltrate
That
means to sneak into a place. Exfiltrate is a sneak out of a place.
Well, that is what just happened
Don't look
top.
now, but Radiant's bottom
Samsara
tower
went on to the
is
PL and then
under
decided, you know what, let's not get onto that tier 1 tower. They can teleport to that. They backed off.
Yeah.
Took shot on to Void.
But he just hops away. He's got the answer for it.
Joseph decided to come say hello.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom
So
tower
I'm going to guess Voidhunter plays a good bit of Snapfire. It's been a while since I've scouted him, but he seems pretty comfortable on it. And I think one of the nice things about getting comfortable on heroes, I notice a lot of players feel comfortable going into their supposed counters. Because they know what to do.
Yeah, that's learning a hero. That's what being a hero specialist is about. Is
And-
learning how to play against your weaknesses.
Sport Worker just walks away. We got,
50 HP. He got real low there.
yeah. He needed just one more little tower shot. Dr. Killswitch looking for the disengage. Is that the word you're looking for?
Disengage. That's it.
Yep.
You can tell Dyer's middle tower is in trouble from the west.
He was aggressive, but he really wanted to make sure that Spectre got that kill, and that's what happened, so I can't argue with it.
Dyer's middle tower is taking one hell of a
Voidhunter's just gonna frog on out with the Snapfire cookie, and we have a pause.
We have a pause. I wonder... Malibu Tack. 700
Oh.
pack loss.
I
That's a
did
good bit of
actually
pack
get a
loss.
bit of- Yeah, I did get a bit of a lag myself. I thought it was just me. That is why I missed game 1, everyone, is because my router decided to up and die today, and my wife works from home, so I cannot have a router down, so I had to go to the store and buy a new one and set it up.
And
Maybe I didn't need to go buy a router. Maybe Gaben just decided to tell me to stop playing Dota so much.
And we're
Yeah. So wait, your router just died? I don't know if I've ever had a router die.
Well, when you build a custom router running a custom OS from scrap parts you have laying around, don't hold your breath for its life expectancy.
Ah, okay.
I did get a shiny new Ubiquity Dream machine though, and while I did have buyer's remorse leaving the stores, configuring it was very satisfying.
A lot of
Very
tools.
very nice box. Oh, it's got everything I could ever want.
All right,
This is not an
setting
ad
up
for
in this.
Ubiquity.
We're setting up in this Void Spirit, and I think they're gonna get that because they do have the ult and the ult.
That was a
Dunkaroo.
Tumblr's Toy Initiation.
Was it?
2K. It was. That's
you're
how
right.
we got on top of him.
Oh, he doesn't have the Blink Dagger. He just went for Vanguard, Blade Mail, and he doesn't have the Blink Dagger yet. I didn't spot that.
He has baby's first Blink Dagger, which is the Tumblr's Toy.
Right.
And look, he's making use of it. Oh, Rubik has stolen the charge. Rubik now has Gap Haircut. Doesn't matter what Rubik has. He got dunked on. Big silence for the disengage on the Dingos. I don't think Voidhunter's going to be getting away from that one, and no. Night Stalker picks up the kill on Voidhunter. And he wants more. They're going all the way deep. They're past the tier 1s all the way on tier 2s. PL decided he wants to come and fight this.
They're probably gonna get this Night Stalker because he's just kind of floating away with no mana and now no health.
And that is the Diffusal Blade from Phantom Lancer is always going to make sure his prey cannot cast spells.
I think
Blue Limit
so.
picked
The
up
fight
the
recap's a
Invis
bit wrong. It was calling that a 1-for-1, and I think that was a 2 going down on the side of Samsara, just 1 going down on the side of Big Dingos.
I'd like to remind everyone this is game 2, and I believe Dingos are up on 1 game, so this would be the last game for Samsara tonight, and for this tournament if they can't figure it out. It is only a 4K gold lead, however, it is a large gap between the Spectre and the PL. What does Samsara need here to pull this out?
They need this Death Ball to stop. One criticism I have for the way Big Dingos played Game 1 is I feel like there were a lot of times they should have grouped more and they should have just pressed their advantage harder. And they have a smaller lead this time, and 2K is just going froggy fresh on the enemy because they just got dunked on and he just got his Blink Dagger, I think. So
And that was a 4-for-0 fight.
yeah, at their gates. That's the big thing I think people miss out on, is that like that fight
Yes.
happened in
At
the
tier
part of
threes.
the map where they have stuff to take now. They don't have to push a whole lane of creeps. It's already there. They're already chunking that tower down, and I think Samsara made a mistake by TPing out, because if Big Dingos are really paying attention, if they have knowledge that they're going to defend the T1, I think that's a mistake. I think pressure that T3, even if you lose the T1 and even if you only get a little bit out of that T3, I think that's worth.
I don't think it's as much as defending the tier 1 as much as keeping Samsara from getting that little bit of gold for each and every one of them on that tier 1 tower. That is resources in their pockets, gold in their pockets if they take that tier 1 tower, which Dingos looks like they're operating off of a suffocate the Spectre situation. Remove the Spectre's ability to leave beyond a certain point of farm. I cannot draw on the map, unfortunately, for you to see what I'm kind of looking at here, but the Spectre is now relegated to his triangle at this moment.
Right.
And even that bit of farming area is starting to shrink as the PL is beginning to encroach on it. Mind you, this is all happening at night, when Night Stalker is at his strongest.
Yeah, and it's about to be day, although he is sitting on his ult. So I'm sure Big Dingo is kind of thinking, how do we breach this fortress of the Radiant Triangle? And before I can even talk about it, they just did it. And
The answer is to blink and call.
yeah, wow. Did they? How did they get vision of that? Did they just? He kind of guessed that he'd be right there. Was that the blind blink?
No, there is an observer ward right there
Oh, okay.
on their. Yeah, do you see it?
Yeah, I do now. I don't think that reaches all the way over there, so they must have seen him
It
walk
does.
over there. Does it? Okay.
Actually, you know what? You can hit. I believe it's F3. Yeah, they would have seen him up to.
They would have seen him
right-
walk up to the wave.
Yeah, they knew he was there. And it's not stopping. Dingos are still going deep. They just picked up the void.
They're okay. Clockwork gets out. So yeah, I guess before we get too far into it, we should probably talk about my investigation into the arranged marriage contract that that Voidhunter is currently staring down the barrel of.
Really?
Yeah.
Please tell me more.
Okay. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Voidhunter is from Kentucky, and his family has a long heritage in motorsport, like amateur, like pro-am level motorsport, and they've had a rivalry going between them and the McGrady family out of West Virginia. This rivalry goes back about 25 years. Going back to a racing incident between...
Is arranged marriage common in the racing community?
It's not. This is more of a dynastic thing. So they've had kind of a family feud going with the McGrady family out of West Virginia, going all around all sorts of motorsports, all sorts of dirt track racing, oval racing, even down to kids' dirt bike races, all dating back to one racing incident between his uncle and Daniel McGrady 25 years ago. And we see they're going for that Tormentor, so that gives me more time to talk about the results of my investigation. But anyway, it's gotten out of hand. Like it's really affected their ability, because I think both families have a desire to go back more to the professional level, try and get back towards there. But it's a big issue when you have this feud going on with at least one other person on every circuit you're on. And so to try and close the rift, they actually decided to go medieval with it. And he is going to be marrying Janet McGrady. That's coming up in winter. It's going to be a winter marriage.
I look forward to it. Hopefully I'll get an invitation.
I hope so. And I hope he's able to continue playing 82L. I was rummaging through a lot of different recycling bins, and I did find some early drafts of the marriage contract, and it did include time for him to continue playing in Big Dingos, so hopefully that makes it to the final draft, and he's able to continue doing that. And I wish him all the best, him and Janet McGrady. I know it's a marriage of obligation, but I hope they can find a good level of mutual respect for each other. And I wish good luck to Voidhunter's family and the McGrady family on the amateur racing scene. I think they got some good dirt track races coming up.
Well, all right. Well, let's look back at the actual game at hand. Let's look at some of the item spikes we have going.
Okay.
True limit on the Spectre seems... I'm not really sure what he just picked up. I don't know if he started with the Blade Mail or if he started with the Yasha. I'm pretty sure he started with the Blade Mail. Oh, and we have a call on Rubik.
It's not going too far, though. They're going to take down Voidhunter.
That's huge. Kiss is gone. The Axe call was expended and did not pick anything up. They're keeping that Blink Dagger on cooldown. Oh. Axe picked up a great call in that creep wave. It didn't seem like it got too much. Rubik stole the call.
Things not going the way of Big Dingos in this fight.
That's what I wanted to talk about before that fight broke out. Is it looks like Samsara has backed away and they're kind of avoiding fights to pick up a few key items. The Blade Mail on Spectre, I don't know if he had that before or after Yasha. I'm pretty sure he got it before. It would be.
Yeah.
I don't see it ever after.
He just
I'm gonna be
switched items, by the way. The Spectre. He's no longer going to be building Manta style. He's now going to be building a butterfly. It looks like that's what he just switched to.
Yeah, to get some of that
Oh
mischance
wait,
in. Which will
sorry,
help
is that
with the-
Radiance?
That's Radiance.
Excuse
I'm
me,
sorry.
that is Radiance.
They both
My
have
fault.
a mischance, but that Radiance is going to help a lot with the Phantom Lancer. It doesn't look like Phantom Lancer is working on an MKB yet. He's about to finish up a heart,
Radiant's middle tower
which will make
is
him
about to be
quite a bit
about
harder to
smoke
kill.
the rocks.
Clockwork just picked up a Orchid. I assume to silence people. Which people? I'm not a good enough Dota player to tell you. Night Stalker is rocking the Midas still. He's getting all that gold. He also picked up his Ag Shard. Are you very familiar with the Night Stalker Ag Shard?
I am. I play a little bit of Night Stalker, and it is awesome.
Basically, another Midas.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, what it lets you do is it lets you eat creeps, and it has a 20-second cooldown. Like, holy crap. So you can eat any creep, and at nighttime you can eat ancient creeps. And so it makes it a lot easier to take those ancient camps if you're behind. It also heals you. It heals you for 35% of your health, 25% of your mana, which might not sound like a ton, but like if you think about where you're at when you're low versus where you're at when you're like ready to fight, like you can walk away from a fight for a second, eat a creep, and all of a sudden you're back and ready to go. We have a Spirit Breaker charging that Void Spirit. They have a couple heroes in the area. Can they get to them close enough?
The entire Dingo team is rotating on top of this Void Spirit, and there was nothing he could have done.
Now,
Axel has Boots of Travel,
yeah, Boots of
and
Travel
is-
on Axe and the Snapfire.
and is working on Octarine. More calls, more dunks.
Now that was that was actually just the first item, Boots of Travel, by the way, that on Voidhunter, who's now getting chased down.
But a very, very scary at night Night Stalker.
Scary, but
Didn't seem like he
not
was
enough
able
to
to finish
catch him.
off.
And now he's out of mana, and
He'll just fly away.
Top tower is really taking a beat.
Uh-oh. Clockwork walked up the stairs, saw what was happening, and decided to leave.
Oh, he changed his mind again. By the way, he did build up Manta.
Baby is coming down.
PL TPing to top. I guess they're gonna focus on like running down that lane and getting the getting that top T2.
I believe the Radiance would be the better choice.
It's
All
hard
things
though.
ideal. All
Yeah.
things ideal, the Radiance would have been the better choice, but given his current gold deficit, he has nearly half the gold of
No
the
such
PL.
thing as too much
Yeah.
damage.
And a Radiance is a big ask when you're farming that slowly. And it's not that
Be a pile of smoking
True
rocks.
Limit is doing poorly, it's Dingos are just all over him. They will not give him any space to farm.
Yeah, they've
Two
definitely
Boots of Travels. keep
Big
on top of
Dingos. It seems like their team strategy. They've really emphasized both the PL and the Spectre. Like they're working to shut down that Spectre. They're willing to commit a lot of people to shut down the Spectre. And early on, they don't. PL doesn't really need help now, but early on they were willing to commit their mid to go and help out and make sure that PL got farmed.
Storm is currently taking Roche on his own.
And they know about it. I don't.
But can they do anything about it?
No, I don't think
Stalker
so.
is up here. I
Maybe.
think he just can let it drop, though. Samsara is pinging it out. It's taking Storm a little bit too long. It looks like Samsara is heading towards the Roche pit.
Now,
But
sometimes
so is the Dingos.
sometimes people forget you can TP to, like Radiant could be TPing to the bottom gate and then gating through to get to Roshan easily.
That is a bad place to be caught out. Kill switch. Oh!
2K
Oh,
with a
that-
big ass call.
A Seb level call right there.
Yeah.
This is textbook unstoppable. This is literally what
The Spectre got out with 65 HP on that TP. I don't think the Night Stalker will be so lucky that 2K found him another call. He's on top of the Void.
Oh man.
Void had just enough mana to get out. Oh. But the Spirit Lance scouted him out from Dissimilate. The only one to survive that encounter was the Spectre, and only by the skin of her teeth. That is a
Yeah.
3,000 net worth gold swing towards the Dingos. Sorry, 2,600. I rounded a little too aggressively there. Plus the Aegis on PL.
If you're a fan of Radiant's top tower, I'd shut
Yeah,
my eyes.
And that is a tier 2 tower as well.
Radiant's top tower just got stomped to pieces.
So we're looking to get the T2. So I feel like the goal of any mid-game Aegis is to take out all of the T2 towers in sequence. And often, if you were at a crossroads, we were trying to decide, hey, do I take out a T2 or do I go and get Roche? The answer is get Roche. Because you should be knocking down T2s until they stop you. Aggressive call from 2K.
Another great call.
He's getting low, but you know what? His team is there. Dunkaroo? No, he can't even dunk quickly enough. He just goes down.
Silence had to.
It's time to back out and get that
spin his
T2
BKB, walk away. PL Luge just farming up that spawned wave and keeping him going. I'm not too sure what Samsara can do here. I believe they're just hoping that Dingos make a mistake.
Yeah, and never in Dota assume that your opponent won't make mistakes.
You don't understand, is the only people making mistakes are my teammates in pubs.
Right, right. I like, you know what, whenever I encounter people like that, or just, you can tell they're just like always blaming others, and they were planning out who they would blame from like the start of the game. I just like to tell them, like, man, I'll bet you've never been the reason that you've lost a game of Dota. I bet you it's always your teammates, huh? You've never screwed up.
Sir, I was making a joke. I didn't need a personal attack. But yeah, if everywhere you go smells like shit, maybe you should look at what's on your shoe.
There you go. I like that one. I haven't heard that one.
That's a deep south one for you there.
Oh, okay. I've always heard. Now why? Axe TPing back to get the wave, but they don't need that wave.
Well, that is an Axe with Boots of Travels and an Octrine. His TP's already at 15 seconds.
Oh my god. I didn't even see the Octarine. PL going off. This game is feeling pretty big dingo sided.
It's pretty bleak if you're a Samsara fan.
Yeah.
And that is the Spectre down. He does have buyback, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to drop Storm. Storm still has the Aegis. Call onto Void. 2K is just fearless. He is getting a little low, though. An Ogre Club on out. Not Ogre Club. Oh, Ogre Seal Totem, I'm sorry. I don't know the names of everything. I'll just try my best here. That is 2 sets of racks, and the Aegis is still on Storm.
Yeah, there isn't too much to analyze here. I think we can all look at this and see what's going on.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be unbiased to the best of my ability, and Samsara can still pull this out. They are just going to have to do the opposite of what they just did.
It's hard to
Storm,
decide what to do in these situations. It's tough.
Yeah, you get flustered, you're morally being kicked in the nads. It's just really difficult to figure it out. And I think that is the end of
getting people low. There we go.
No buyback.
But yeah,
2K and Sosif have dropped. 2K does have buyback, but they're going for the tier 3s. Storm has no reason to back off here. Rubik's doing a bit of poking, hoping to distract him, and it is called.
He's about to lose. Okay. He's about to lose Aegis, but that's an Aegis well spent.
2-0 to the way of Big Dingos.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Big Dingos. Best of luck in the losers finals. Love to see the good sportsmanship we're seeing out of Samsara. I'm sure it's at least a bit of a stinging way to lose, to end your season, but that's how it always is, unless you go all the way. I mean, good on them for getting as far as they did. I think this is a 4th place finish, I believe.
Oh man, winners and losers brackets make no sense to me whatsoever. So I couldn't tell you what place they're in.
I'm 99%
so the
sure
next,
this is 4th place.
So the next game will be Dingos versus. Oh, actually, I don't know. Do they know who we're up against next? It'll be the loser of the upper bracket, right?
Right. So
Okay.
earlier I think I called this the lower bracket finals. This is not the lower bracket finals. They have to face the
Semifinals.
loser of the this is semifinals. They have to face the
And then-
loser of the winners finals.
Yes, and
and-
then it'll move up to, and then that'll be for third place. So yeah, this is a fourth place finish. Next week will be, I believe it's next week will be for who is going to be playing whomever wins for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment before we break off here. 314 last hits on Storm versus the 179 on True Lemon. Storm likes to do two things. He likes to hit creeps, and then once he's done hitting creeps, he likes to hit heroes. And he did that this game. Both of those things.
Yeah, he's got the 22k damage. The axe, though, of course, taking the cake with that 29k damage to heroes. So he really
Storm
dominating that mid game for 2k.
Yeah, Samsara was very concerned about the PL getting farmed, so they threw a few heroes at it a couple times in the early game. They left 2K a little too much leash, and you smell blood in the water.
Well, yeah, with 9 culls, that's pretty good.
Absolutely.
But yeah, very impressive performance by Big Dingos. Samsara, they put in all the work. This is a fourth place finish, so very good on them for everything they did. And best of luck to them next season. I hope they stick together, if that's what they want to do.
Is there 16 teams in the Challenger League?
I think there was 12. So they're
12.
they're-
That's top third.
yeah.
That's nothing to scoff at. Good on them for making it this far.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the cast. So I'm going to switch to a thanks for watching screen. And
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for your help. Paravine.
Paravane. You
Paravane.
can just call me Para if it's easier.
Paravane. I was calling you Parvane or something earlier. But
You
yeah.
call me Paravane or something like that. I couldn't even pronounce it.
Do you have anything you want to plug before we go, actually?
Nope. Just go Big Dingos.
All right. Have a good one, guys. See ya.
Y'all have a good night.